Hello and welcome to my video. In this video, I will begin to elaborate on what I discussed in the first video. Firstly, it is important to say that the Greek words demon and daimonion that have been translated as demon had a variety of meanings that ranged from one extreme to the other. Socrates, an ancient Greek philosopher, used the words to mean an inner voice, which he described as an inner mental or moral aspect. This is what we would describe in today's world as the conscience. So it didn't have the meaning of a malevolent being, a demon. However, the word daimonion would have essentially meant spirit because they used it with two different prefixes depending on what they were saying. So good spirits were called kalodämones, the prefix kalo meaning good, and bad or evil spirits were called kakodämones, with the prefix kako meaning bad. We live in a physical plane, but we all have a spiritual aspect. That spiritual aspect is the sort of spirit that the person has. I think this depends on the conscience, which is our connection to God. If they have a conscience and want to do good, then they are a good spirit. If they deaden their conscience and have no conscience, then they are an evil spirit, a demon. I have explained the cheats that evil people use in my video series on the underlying conditions of disease. When we understand the cheats that are used, we realize that the demons are in fact the evil spirits of evil people in the world who seek control or perverse pleasure. They are not some sort of supernatural beings, as many have interpreted the word demonion to mean. With a hidden threat, they have possession of the person that they target because he or she becomes focused on the source of danger, which of course is the perpetrator. What's more is that while they don't consciously realize that their reaction is really fear, they will mistake their reaction as acceptance of the ideas they perceive. And even worse than that, they don't realize that the ideas are indeed only mentally presented to them, perceived, and not their own thinking. The person might react if they see the idea appear suddenly, but if they see it as their own thinking, they will respond to the idea and thus be completely deceived. It is demon possession because the person is caught in a bind. They are possessed. When Jesus cast out demons, as was translated from the Hebrew word, I can't pronounce it, what it really meant is rejection or removal of a relationship and any thoughts rejected. The relationship the demons had forged is ended, and so too the ideas. They are cast out. There is a non-physical realm that we may call the one mind or the mind of God, where all information that underpins the physical realm is contained. The information, the intuitive perception of the hidden threat, and the ideas are in the mind. So casting out is out of the mind. Once they are cast out, they cannot affect the person anymore. When the Apostle Paul had written in Ephesians 6:12, "For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places." The words spiritual forces of evil are in Greek ta πνεύματα της πονηρίας, which is another way of saying demonia, the plural form of demonion. The Apostle Paul was definitely up against the forces of evil in the physical realm because he was at times imprisoned and beaten by the Romans as well as thugs in society. But I think he would have been attacked by evil people in the mind, trying to cause him to question his faith. The use of questioning ideas is very typical of the way that evil people would attack mentally. This is why he was saying that we are up against spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places. Now, getting back to the demons being cast out. A lot of people understand this to mean that the demons obeyed to be cast out. I don't believe this is the case. I believe they had no choice, and in the next video I will explain why. Thank you for viewing my video.